good evening and welcome to the garage. This is my first project finished on the lathe. It's a machinist hammer, as is tradition. This is acetyl plastic and this is brass and the rest of it is aluminium. And I tried to do as many little techniques on this as I thought practical. So I've milled flats on here. That was by holding it in the forge or chuck and facing off the sides. I've tried to groove it. I've gone for different finishes, brushed here by sanding, and then this is just from turning. These are screwed in. They are screwed in with actually with 5/16 by 26 British Standard brass threads, which apparently is a really common model engineering thread for Stuart engines. So just really chuffed with this. It's it's used to align things when you don't want to damage them. I haven't glued it all together yet, but I'm pretty pleased with that. What you can see here on the lathe, it's probably a little bit unusual. The tool post would normally go here. What I've done, however, is I've eschewed that and mounted this rear tool post. Now this is a Myford item. This is coming direct from Myford in the UK. This is not the original tool post because exactly the same mechanically, with the same boat here to adjust the tool height and the same fixing and whatever, is 150 odd pounds used and used in a really terrible state. And this was £40 from the same company, so I went with it. And you might be asking to yourself, well, this looks like it's upside down. Look in there. If I just try and focus, yep, you'll see the tool there is. The tool has the cutting edge on the bottom rather than the top, and that's entirely deliberate because, as you can see, it's at the back of the top slide. And I have always had trouble parting off. Not having done a huge amount of it in this lathe, but definitely in my Unimat. And this makes life so much easier. So I'm not going to complete this because I've only got one hand, and it's good to have two hands. I haven't locked the carriage, and that's one thing I should be doing. But you can see if I go in here, there's a bit of shatter there because everything is I'm not holding the carriage and I'm parting away some distance. But the idea is that because this is cutting on the other side, it's not digging in, so you can actually part off really easily. And just to prove it, I parted off this little piece just before I started this video off of the front here. So yeah, really chuffed. That's excellent. On this, sorry, I apologise for the mess. I counterbored the hole here using an end mill, and generally you should be using end mills in collets in here. But I decided to just hold it in the tailstock Jacob's chuck because this aluminium, I'm taking a very, very light, slow cut. So yes, technically, it could damage the end mill and it could damage the Jacob's chuck, but the Jacob's chuck is one that came with the lathe, and I don't think it's particularly high quality. And I'm doing it really gently, so I'm not too worried about that. But yeah, just really pleased. So the next thing I'm going to make, I think, is probably going to be a spring-loaded die follower, just because I've been doing taps and dies on this already, and it's already a pain. So this is 1/2 inch steel, so I'm going to turn this down and get this reamed and bored out, and some springs and some caps and stuff, and make a tailstop die holder with that. So that's what I've been up to. Thanks very much.